In this overview video, we're going to look at the general anatomy of the urinary system and talk about some of the major functions of this system. So looking at the anatomy first, you'll notice that there are two kidneys. These are the primary organs of the urinary system. Now these are going to be on the posterior side of the body, kind of sitting against the posterior wall, and they're what we call retroperitoneal, which means they sit behind the peritoneum on the back of the body. So there would be a peritoneum or a membrane kind of covering these organs. That would also cover the ureters, these organs here, that are going to be carrying urine. This is the waste that's going to be formed by these kidneys down towards the urinary bladder, and that's where that urine will be stored until it can be released from the body through the urethra here. This is the opening to the outside of the body. Now I said that the kidneys are retroperitoneal. Again, they're on the back of the body, and you can kind of see that here in this picture. And you'll also notice that they're found typically between the T12 and the L2 or L3 vertebrae. So towards the lower back, and again, towards the posterior half of the body. Now coming off of the kidneys, again, we have the ureters, which are exiting the kidneys from this renal hilum. That's this indentation in the kidney. Again, these are going to be collecting urine and carrying that urine towards the bladder where it can be stored until it can be released from the body. So let's kind of focus on some of the major functions of the kidneys, because again, these are the primary functioning organs of the urinary system. So some major functions of the kidneys are going to include filtering the blood or blood plasma in order to remove toxic waste, metabolic waste from the blood, and collecting those waste in the form of urine, which can then be excreted from the body. Along with removing waste from the blood, the kidneys will also help regulate blood volume. They will regulate water content by regulating water output. So they can allow us to retain more water or to remove water from the blood if necessary, if that starts getting out of balance. Along with that, these kidneys also help to regulate fluid or electrolyte balance and acid-base balance of the blood. So these kind of work together with a couple of other organ systems, the respiratory system and the digestive system, to help regulate pH balance of the blood and to help remove waste from the body. Some other functions of the kidneys are going to include producing a hormone called erythropoietin. This is a hormone that helps stimulate the production of red blood cells. So whenever our red blood cell count gets too low, a signal will be sent from the kidneys to the bone marrow in the form of erythropoietin. This hormone will tell the bone marrow to produce more red blood cells to compensate for that and to give us an increased capacity to be able to carry oxygen. Along with that, the kidneys carry out the final step in producing the hormone calcitriol, which is the active form of vitamin D. So we produce vitamin D in the skin, but it has to be activated by the kidney. So that's another important role. And we also know that the kidneys can help detoxify some drugs that are present in the blood. Now the liver will do the primary function of detoxifying the blood, but the kidneys can do a minor role or participate in a minor role there. Along with that, the kidneys are also going to be used for excretion of waste material. So waste would be any substance that cannot be used by the body, is either useless, or maybe we have too much of something and we need to get rid of some excess. The kidneys will remove that material in the form of waste through excretion. So this is where we separate waste from the useful products in the body and then eliminate them from the body. Now typically the way that we excrete waste through the urinary system is in the form of urine. So again, the kidneys will form this urine. That urine will be collected into these ureters and it will be carried to the urinary bladder where it will be stored until it can be released from the body. A couple of other systems that are also going to be excreting waste include the respiratory system. We talked about how the respiratory system excretes carbon dioxide from the body. And we also have the digestive and integumentary systems, which can excrete water from the body as well as certain types of salts. Now the main waste product that's going to be excreted from the body thanks to the urinary system are nitrogenous waste. So these are wastes that contain nitrogen compounds. Some examples of this would be like urea. Urea is probably our major nitrogenous waste. Ammonia is kind of similar to urea, so this is a byproduct that gets produced whenever we're breaking down proteins in the body. It gives off this, ammonia, which gets converted into urea. And that's, again, one of the major nitrogenous waste products that gets collected by the kidneys and sent to the bladder. Along with urea, we collect uric acid as a nitrogenous waste. This is a waste that's produced whenever we break down nucleic acids in our body. And creatinine is another waste product, nitrogenous waste, that's produced whenever we break down creatine phosphate in the body. So all of these waste products, again, would be collected by the kidneys and then sent to the urinary bladder to help form urine, that waste that will then be excreted from the body. So take a look at this general anatomy and overview and let me know if you guys have any questions so far.